Okay, so as of right now, we have nobody on here. So we will give it a couple minutes. This is recording so that people can jump on this.
It made good use of the space, actually, because that main floor is only 1281.
Yeah, for sure.
Kitchen, and I love the sliding glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to do those 4 panels more often.
All right, it looks like we have about 6 attendees on there so far. Hey, everybody, we're going to just give a couple more minutes for more people to jump on. I am Jennifer Morales. I'm going to lead this presentation, and I've got Cindy and Cassidy right here. We'll do some introductions in just a minute, but we're just going to give a couple more seconds for some people to jump on this call. It looks like we got a couple more people jumping on. Again, I'm Jennifer Morales. I'm going to host this call, and we will get started in just a minute. I just want to give enough time for everybody to get online. Today we are going to use the chat, not the question and answer button, but we're going to use the chat on the bottom of the screen. If anybody has any questions throughout, Cindy and Cassidy are going to go ahead and help me fill those questions as they come in.
And please, please ask lots of questions. We know you have them, so please share them with us, because sometimes we forget, to mention things. And if you have something specific, we really want to know.
Mm-hmm.
It's jumping up there. Cassidy, how's the weather on the coast?
This weekend is supposed to be sunny with no rain, thank goodness. So we get a few days of sunshine, which doesn't happen often in January and February.
Spokane has had the lightest winter that I can remember this winter. We actually
Really?
50s and 40s.
Wow. Do you
Right,
guys usually get snow?
Yeah, we should be like covered in snow right now for the last couple months, and just not this year. It's been weird.
Wow.
I know. All right, it is 11:02, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. We're going to start with introductions first. Again, I'm Jennifer Morales. I am based out of the Spokane office. I will be hosting this call. This house is actually currently in Oregon, so Cassidy is joining us. I've actually worked for the company for 3 years, and I take care of everything within 70 miles of the Spokane, Washington market. So Cassidy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself next?
Alrighty, I'm Cassidy Henderson. I work in the Lincoln City office on the Oregon coast. My office serves Lincoln County, and Tillamook County, and I have been with the company for a little over a month now.
Hey, and I'm Cindy Mathis, and I'm coming to you from Kennewick, Washington, the beautiful Tri-Cities, where normally we have sun all the time. My market, we go to Walla Walla, we have parts of Oregon, we go to La Grande, Hermiston, and we also serve the Prosser area. So we have a pretty wide area, Mid-Columbia Valley.
Perfect. And then everybody, we are going to use the chat today. So if you have a question, please drop it into the chat at the bottom of your screen. And between Cindy and Cassidy, they will stop me so that we can answer questions as we're going. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, is it saying chat is disabled?
Yeah, and there's one on Q&A here. Somebody's, my chat says it's disabled, yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to enable. We might have to end up doing,
Using the Q&A, it'll just be a little time delayed.
yeah. Okay, can someone try the chat now?
We got that one.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I had to fix that. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and we are gonna start with the Adair site. So can everybody see my screen that says your custom home start here?
Good.
Perfect. Okay, so when we look at the Adair website, we're going to go up here, and at first you're going to see at the top on the left-hand side, you're going to see where you can actually select your build area. You're going to want to go ahead and go in and select the area that you're in, because all the areas are a little bit different when it comes to pricing based on jurisdictional information. Today we are actually working on a full custom home plan. Adair has all of our plans, which are customizable here on the website. And again, when I say customizable, we can, move a wall, we can add windows, we can do small things to our existing homes without them being a customized home. The house I'm going to show you today is a conglomeration of multiple homes, so it would be like a true custom home, just like if you would have drawn it out on a piece of paper. We can do both. But when you're on the Adair website, if you are looking at our homes and you just want to see what the price is, this home starting price right here is paying for the Traditions version of the house. And right now I'm just scrolling down my screen. This would be the Traditions version of the Odell home. And then when you scroll down here a little bit farther, you're going to see pricing for all the different models of this home. So the Odell can look like a farmhouse. It can look like our more modern series called the Riata, but all the pricing is on the website for the starting price of the home. And that's really paying from the foundation up. With a custom home can be, like I said, it can be drawn out on graph paper. It could be one of our homes just changed around a little bit. A custom home can be many different things. And there are some different drawings and sketches on here of other homes that we have done. We have a lot of custom homes that the different offices can look at to find something that's very close to what you want to do if you don't see something on our actual website.
Jennifer, we've got a question, only to confirm that price is after the foundation and supply connections.
So it includes the foundation, and we stub out for power, water, and septic, and then you would connect to the house, but we put the foundational walls in. Does that answer that question?
I think so. And then maybe we can get into either now or a little bit later about the site services and how that is a separate item from the pricing of the home.
Yep. So we do have a program that is called Site Services that's based out of Oregon right now. It's not in the Washington, Idaho market just yet. In Site Services, they do include a little bit more than we currently do. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a copy of this home. So this house is, like I said, it is a true custom home. I'm trying to see. On my screen, do you see the red line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
yeah, there we go.
What type of foundation? We do a crawl space foundation or a concrete foundation. And the frost depth is determined by the jurisdiction you're in. It can be anywhere from an 18 to a 32, or if you're near water, it probably is going to be bigger than that for FEMA type systems. But a red line, so with this custom home, this is how it started. This is the client and the representative from Adair coming together, literally just writing down what they wanted out of this home. Part of a custom home also can be based on the land. It could be the layout that the land is going to require because what you'll see on this house is that the garage sits a little bit lower than the actual home based on the land itself. So they kind of took part of our Cascade, they took part of our Columbia home, to make this home. Different floor plans. This is how this home actually evolved, was from all these different houses and what this client saw that they wanted on their property. So when we talk in our world about red lines, this is a red line. This is us just trying to get to the dream home a customer would want. You know, all the way down to island style, length of island, what does the outside need to look at? All of that is going to come as a part of that custom home. And then when we come over here, this is this house with an exterior look. And our exterior, like they chose to have our more modern exterior. That's the Riata exterior. You could do a craftsman on this, which would change the roof line. You could do a farmhouse, which would change the whole front of the look, use more batten board siding type of stuff. So a custom home can really have the look that you want on the outside. It doesn't have to be too specific to what you see on our website.
We have another question about the pricing and how the land and that can affect the pricing. So maybe we should talk about that for a little bit.
So with the land, if you have a certain amount of step to the land, it's going to add more concrete into the foundation and more engineering. So it would raise the price of the home. The best thing to do on that is really to set an appointment with one of the offices and have a site evaluation done where we come out and actually they'll shoot grade to find out if you have 1 foot of drop, 6 feet of drop, 14 feet of drop. And then they work on the price from there. Like, what is it going to take structurally to build this house based on the land? And you know all of that before you're moving forward and committing to Adair. We're getting that pricing in front of you up front because we do not like surprises at all.
Exactly. And just to clarify, the price that is on the website is basically foundation to finish. So that is the home. And then the site work, we don't know where the home is going to be located. So we can't include that in our online pricing. That is a separate thing that, as Jennifer mentioned, you're going to want to make an appointment and go in and work with the homeowner counselor in your area to determine what works for your property, because they're all a little bit different. And that's, you know, kind of a separate pricing. If you're financing though, that can be rolled in to your construction loan.
And the pricing online is more based on a flat land. It is not, the pricing online is not built for drop in the elevation. So it is based off of flat land pricing. So we're going to look at, this is the way this home turned out. So you guys can kind of see that, you know, we've got a garage. They have a garage door on the front of the garage and you can actually pull through it because this looks right at the water. You've got kitchen, dining nook, great room, primary suite. The primary suite's got your walk-in closet, bathroom, utility room on the main floor. And then on the second floor of this house, this is an open to below. So this is looking down at the great room. And when you come upstairs, this is a catwalk on that upper floor. You go from the bonus room, come across the catwalk, you've got you got a bedroom and an office and a bathroom right here. Some of the reasons why we could have an office there might be because of their septic system won't support having that many bedrooms. So we pull the closet out of the office to comply with that. When you see this video, you're going to see this bonus room is huge. There is plenty of room to put a whole nother bedroom over here and utilize a bonus room space on this particular custom. This is the main floor, and then I'm going to come back because I'm going to kind of show you. This is the side of the house. It's the rear of the house that is facing the water. So this is a 12-foot slider that you're going to see here with transom windows. This is your primary suite side, and this is the kitchen side. And then you can kind of see there's a drop in elevation.
And the plate height is indicated. This has a 9-foot plate height downstairs and an 8-foot plate height for the upstairs.
Absolutely. And then this has got that more contemporary style roof line right here where it's flat and then it comes down to the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the video of this house, and then we will kind of talk about it as we're going through it. If you guys have questions about the house as we're going, I can stop it. Or when we're done watching the video and going through it, I will run it in the background and I'll answer any questions that you guys have about this house. And again, it's a view lot. You're going to see the water behind it. It would be a beautiful home to stick on a parcel that's got mountains behind it, that's got a creek behind it. It's just a really beautiful view lot custom home. And if you liked this home, reach out to one of the offices. And if there's just a couple tweaks that you want to make, we can take this existing custom home and tweak it to make it exactly the way you want it. And we'll kind of talk about some of the tweaks as we're going through it, just so that you can see the different things that we can do with the home.
We had one other question about the land. I think he wanting to know what the lot options are. And to make it clear, we don't sell land. So if you don't have land and you want to build a home, we have very trusted realtor partners that we can guide you to, that you can, talk about land and find your land first. And again, the land can also be included into the construction loan. So.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this. Pull the volume down. Okay, I'm going to bring that back just a little bit so you guys can see the front of the house. So they did pay to upgrade to have stone on the front of this house. It is a modern style home, and with the modern home, this is the kind of door style you'll get with the modern home for the front door and on your garage doors, whether it's a single door or a 2-car bay. This is the look of the modern home. Rock, again, you can extend rock over here. You don't have to put rock on these pillars. They can just be some cool, cedar posts. There's some really neat things you can do with these homes. We could look at it and see if there's a way we could do a side light window on that front door, so it kind of widens that front door area for you. Those are ideas that you could do with this house. Coming inside, this is a staircase going upstairs to the catwalk, and then you can kind of see right here, this is your great room area. This is a 12-foot slider with transom windows over the top. And then this flooring is a laminate flooring. It is an upgraded laminate flooring.
I love the way that they did the slider and the transom windows with
Yeah.
that's
very pretty. This house is 50 feet wide, and I know that they had requirements with their setbacks on how wide this house could be. So this one is actually a 50-foot wide house, and it still fits in your setbacks. From here, you can kind of see a coat closet right here on the main floor. You have your kitchen. This is a gourmet kitchen, and you've got a nice size pantry over in this corner. And a nice size island. This island could be made bigger and wider if you wanted it to. You could have the bar style seating, or you could do cabinets all the way around. That's all customizable stuff.
I've seen so many different islands that everyone has chosen. So there's a lot of variations on that.
Yep, they do have their sink in this island. For the view, my guess, so they can look out at everybody playing in the water. You can kind of see the bonus room up at the top from there. This gourmet kitchen, this is a KitchenAid gourmet kitchen. We also do Whirlpool, but you have the stainless hood vent, a 36-inch cooktop, a double oven, and a microwave right here. So this would be considered a gourmet kitchen. It is an upgrade, both in cabinetry and in appliances. The white cabinetry is an upgrade. Standard would be a stain color, anywhere from a natural to a black stain. The paint, this would be one of our options for interior paint. We do paint interior and exterior on our homes.
With Sherwin-Williams paint.
This is just like a coat closet. It actually extends back underneath the staircase. And then right now we're going into the primary suite. And they did do an upgraded interior door to a single panel door. The interior doors are normally 2-panel doors. And they upgraded to a lever versus a knob. So a standard would be a satin nickel knob. This would be standard carpet. Carpet comes in the bedrooms, generally hallways. That would be carpeted areas standard.
And an easy upgrade on the carpet is just to do a thicker pad, which they did.
This is your primary walk-in closet. So this is what a standard walk-in closet would look like with the shelf above and the pull. That would come standard. Things I've seen people do is put in, you know, like shoe cabinetry or shelving for clothes. I've seen people request that. That would be an upgrade. But I have seen people customize closets like that. I've also seen people tell us to leave everything out of the closet because they want to do their own thing in there after the fact, and we're okay with that too.
That's a 5-foot by 8-foot closet. That's a good size.
Yeah, it's a nice size closet. Coming into the master bath. I feel like the video just slowed way down for some reason.
There we are.
Coming into the master bath, they did do an upgraded quartz countertop. We do quartz countertops as a standard, but this is an upgraded quartz countertop with an updated or an upgraded backsplash. We've got the dome light in the bedroom. That's pretty standard. They have trimmed out the windows. So it looks like they've got Craftsman trim completely wrapped around the windows. What would be standard would be a drywall wrapped window. Upgrades would be like doing a sill and apron only or doing a full wrap window. Those would be considered upgrades. We do a Craftsman trim as a standard on the doors and the floors. Coming back out of the primary suite, you're going to see the cute little coat closet that they put right by the front door.
He really likes that.
Yes, they do. They like their little bow coffee table.
We have a question about how much time we have for warranty after finishing the house, and how is the process for claims? Is a plug-in good to include in the warranty, for example, or how can I know what is included in the warranty?
In a warranty, you have a 1-year workmanship warranty and you have a 10-year structural warranty. Our warranty is based off of the Adair website. You can go to adairhomes.com and go to customer service. Anything that you have with warranty, I would tell you to take a picture of it and upload it. And then they only have a certain amount of time to get back to you and get it finished. So the easiest way is to go to adair.com, go to customer service, and the more information, the better, and the faster you do it, the better. Okay, we're going to go upstairs now so you can kind of see from inside. You've got that modern door. You can see that this house, they've still got the taping up around the door. This staircase, this is a upgraded staircase. Normal would be drywall. So we can do this metal baluster, or we can do like the white pickets, which would be considered an upgrade. Staircases are always going to be carpet. Just from a safety standpoint, it's carpet. We do have some very short car carpet that's easy to clean. That would be an option to put on a staircase. And this is one of our standard carpets that we have. So again, we're going upstairs. You can see the bonus room here to the right of the screen. Big, beautiful bonus room. The view out here is just spectacular. I love the transom windows. You can put these transom windows in any of our plans in primary bedrooms. You can put them in walk-in closets. You can put them in utility rooms. Yes, they are an upgrade, but so worthwhile You can have windows in them if you want, so you can open it and let more air in, but you can kind of see you've got a big, beautiful window here, two transom windows, and then another window looking out the front of this. And you can tell why they put so many windows in, just, it's beautiful.
Those transom windows are nice, so you can put your bed still up against there and then you still have a lot of light in the room.
Absolutely. It looks like they even have a little full floor outlet going on over there.
I just noticed that. I think that's a good idea too.
And going across the catwalk. You can see that we're gonna walk over by the office. We have a little linen closet here. And here we've got the other bedroom, and then your crawl space is at the top of the screen. You can kind of see it right over the linen closet. We're gonna go and turn. We're gonna look at bath 2. You can have, a standard would be the tub shower combo, this fiberglass insert. You can do an upgrade to just a walk-in shower if you wanted to. We can do tile showers, we can do garden tubs with tile walls. It's really what is gonna fit in your budget parameters and, you know, what you wanna do with your home, whether it's an Adair standard home or if it's a custom home.
I'm even seeing some people do the roll-in showers. There's people who
Yeah.
are planning for, this is my forever home. I'm gonna make this something that has easy access down the road.
Absolutely. Coming into the office, you can see again, they put a nice big transom window and then another window that opens. Again, these are completely framed out windows. If you have questions about electrical outlets, we put a ton of them in. You can kind of see from this house, that is very normal and in their home to have quite a few electrical outlets. I mean, here you've got your linen closet, and then going into the bedroom.
Those full wrap windows make such a difference. That looks really nice.
Absolutely.
Great view.
Okay, and then they're gonna swing around and you're gonna see, this just gives you a view of what that great room looks like. With the 12-foot slider and the transom windows above, they did such a great job with this house with bringing in natural light.
Liz would like to know if we have any wiring for the Ethernet.
We can do that, absolutely. Coming down here, you've got a closet, the washer and dryer are actually right here in the hallway. That is where they put the washer and dryer, and then you have a half bath right as you come in from the garage.
And that's a standard half bath.
This is a standard half bath with a pedestal sink.
Mhm.
That would be like a standard mirror in one of the homes. Satin nickel is one of our standard colors.
With Moen faucets.
No one faucets.
Mhm.
And again, the videographers, they will not open a door, like to those closets. If the closet is shut, generally, they do not open them. So this is walking into the garage. Our garages are drywall and taped. They're not insulated though. You can request that we insulate them. We can do that, but they are drywall, taped and painted. And you can kind of see they did the pull through garage, which I'm sure the back door is so that when they bring all the toys up from the water, they can go into this garage. You can kind of see it right here. And you can kind of see right here, down here is where your crawl space is on the bottom of the house. And we've got vents down there. And then right here, this area right here at the bottom of the house, that is getting ready for a deck. So that is some deck ledger that you've got going on at the bottom of the house. You can kind of see it from this angle. This house is actually a lot of fun. You know, different things that you could do with this house, I think, if you wanted to, is you could take, depending on budget, you could take the back part of the house out maybe another 4 feet, giving you a larger great room, a larger kitchen dining room area. That would be a nice feature in the primary suite. It's kind of sitting alone for the bathroom up there. You could extend that out a little bit if you wanted a larger bathroom. So just different things you could do with this house if this is something that you're interested in, and any of the sales reps that work for Adair can help you customize it to really make it your own and offer suggestions. Is AC standard? The question just came in, is AC standard or is it an upgrade? It is actually standard. It is actually standard.
And going back to one of the previous questions, I had a little more time to absorb it. I'm wondering if the question was about, you noticed a outlet or something that did need, you know, some work. Many times when we do these videos, we haven't done the final walkthrough. You saw the blue tape. They do a final walkthrough with the construction supervisor, you know, note any little things that need to be fixed. And then of course, you know, after move-in, you have your warranty.
Does anybody have any other questions specific to this house? Like, would you like to see anything again? Would you like me to talk more specifically about anything within this house? Just drop it into the chat. And again, this main floor is a 9-foot ceiling, and the top floor is an 8-foot ceiling. A standard Adair home would have an 8-foot ceiling. You could do a 9-foot ceiling. It would be considered an upgrade to do it, but you could do it. With a 9-foot ceiling, everything grows. Your kitchen cabinets get bigger. Your windows get a foot taller. You end up with a transom window over the front door. So with a 9-foot ceiling, a lot comes with that. Even the garage door gets taller. We can do vaults, standard vaults. We can do what they call a reverse vault or a view lot. Those are all things that we can do.
We have another question. What was the build cost for this house?
You know, this house was actually done quite a while ago, so I couldn't even tell you because it would not compare to today's pricing. I was looking for a custom home for one of my clients and came across this and found out that we had a video of it and nobody had ever done the video. So I offered to do the video. So giving you a price for this wouldn't, on what they paid versus today, it wouldn't be similar.
If you wanted to go into your local office and speak with your homeowner counselor, they could go through and update, you know, if this was the exact house or you wanted to know what this would cost to build now, they could go through and update the quote for you. And again, it does depend on area. So we kind of hate to talk about pricing. It's not always accurate. So you know, do go in, make an appointment. Your homeowner counselor can go through every aspect of this home and give you pricing. What if the homeowner has already gone through the design process and has already submitted for permits? Does Adair provide bids for construction if you have not been part of the design?
So no, we actually have to engineer our own plans. So we would actually have to start the process over. Our engineers have to design the plan and then we would price it at that point.
You can certainly bring your plans in if you have some that are already engineered. Of course, it's very helpful for us because at that point we can see exactly what it is that you had in mind. And then our drafters would need to translate that into Adair language. Is the home done in one of your standard interior paint colors? Is it possibly City Loft?
Yes, that's a good guess. Whoever just said that actually was a really good guess. It
You're
is.
an Adair person, we can tell.
Aaron Sanchez asked, do you do 10-foot ceilings in great rooms and kitchens? Depending on the house itself, I would tell you yes, but some of that is dependent on the actual floor plan and that roof system, if we can do it. So it depends on which home. But yes, we can do that. How much time does it take to finish a house? I think we already talked about the final price for this house. And again, to get a price on what this house would cost in today's market, important things would be, you know, the slope of the land, that would help. Coming in and seeing some of the finishes, seeing if you were going to make any changes to this home, and then any of the offices could come up with a generalized price on what they think this house is going to come in at. Time to finish the house is more based on jurisdictional information. I would tell you once foundation is in, we've already got building permits, vacant lot is funded, like all of that part is done because that is the variable. But once foundation goes in, generally a home can take anywhere from 6 months to 12 months, depending on lay of the land. In my market, winter plays a huge part in that. So winter can cause delays in Spokane. If it's a flat lot and you're in Tri-Cities and all the things are working for you, this house could probably be built in 7 months. It just really is dependent on where you're at, on how fast this is. If you're in Idaho, in McCall, and fighting the elements, they too take longer in their build time.
Some of it is permitting process too, that we have no control over. So is radiant heat available versus forced air? Rick would like to know.
In some markets, Rick, we can do radiant heat floors. They have to be tile floors, and we typically stick to bathrooms on that. It's not something we do often or get asked for very often. So each market would have to see if we have a sub that's already set up or something like that.
Can we get a recording of a copy of the recording, or will it be published someplace?
It will be published on YouTube. So you will be able to see it on YouTube in the next couple of weeks. They will publish it out there under a custom home.
And you could also, again, go in and see your local homeowner counselor, and they can help you find it, or they could even email it to you. So it's always best to come in and talk to us. Views are lovely. I appreciate your discussion and explanation of the trims and the windows. I see that we are recording. Will this video be available for us later? My wife is missing and would love to be. Yes, we love to share. We love to share. That's why we do these, is so that we do have this for, and we have other videos on our YouTube channel. So it is a great way to see some ideas, especially if you're wanting to do a custom home and you want to just kind of take bits and pieces. I do have options for walk-in stone showers.
Yes, we do. We can do showers. We just need to know things like, how wide, what is the width, what is the length? Do you want a shower bench? Do you want soap niches? When you go into like a tile or kind of a stone shower, there's just more that comes into it, and they can get pricey depending on how many changes that you make. But yeah, we can. All of our products are in our showrooms. So if you go into the showroom, you would be able to see the type of products that we have. That's what makes us a little bit different from some builders, is all of our products we carry in-house. So coming into a showroom, you're going to be able to see our counter selections, our cabinet selections, tile selections, things like that are all in all the showrooms.
And I really like a lot of them that I've seen have, I don't know, I call it a wing wall, if that's even the correct term for it, but so that you don't need the shower curtain. You design it as a walk-in shower. So yeah, and again, there's a lot of those that you can see on, some of them are in our photos. If you want to go on our website and just kind of randomly go through some of the photos on there, you'll be able to see some good examples.
Absolutely. Only to confirm, you have a loan for land and construction. Yes, through Adair Financial, we can purchase the land through the construction loan. Some of that is dependent on the area that you're in, because the construction loan, the promotion that we have running right now, it is a 12-month build window. So we do not want to purchase the land, like fund the construction loan and purchase the land and then have a bunch of time waiting before we can start construction, because it takes a long time to get building permits or whatever. So you are going to want to definitely work with the local office to make sure that the timeline makes sense In my market, we generally have people buy the land. And then once we fund the construction loan, they pull the land loan into the construction loan. So it doesn't disrupt that 12-month build window to hold on to that promotional 4.875 offer. You know, and that offer is based on credit.
And maybe a lot of people don't know that we do have that offer good through the end of February, because that is excellent interest rate. 4.875 is for very, very best credit. They do have some tiers, and I think isn't 5.5 kind of the least
Standard.
three tiers?
And it's on a primary house. It can't be on a secondary house. So it does have to be on a primary home to get that introductory offer. We do have other promotions that are running if it's going to be a secondary home. One of the questions was, you start paying for the loan to be in the beginning of the contract, or we take draws off the loan throughout the entire build. So the first draw is because we start working on the project from submitting building permits. So they take a small draw. The next draw is probably one of the larger draws because it's for foundation. The third draw is a large draw because it is for lumber. And then we have a couple more draws after that. So we're drawing throughout the process of the loan, and you are paying on the interest of whatever is drawn. And then at the end of the loan, it will roll into the mortgage at the same promotional rate as long as we are within that 12-month build window. Okay, so once you enter in a site survey with initial plan, then you work with your home counselor to complete the final plan. So how the process starts is you actually will come into one of the offices and meet with one of the home ownership counselors. You will design a home, kind of talk about the lay of the land, help us understand the jurisdiction that you're sitting in. If you know any of the jurisdictional requirements, like the setbacks or snow loads, that all helps. Once we have all of that information together, we would send a construction super out to the site with you. They'll come back and let us know if we need additional foundation. Are we going to need deck ledger? Maybe we need a well circuit built in or a septic circuit. They're going to give us a little bit more information about what we need to include in the contract. We start really getting pricing for the loan or pricing for the home. And then, and that's before you've committed to us 100% just yet. That's just us making sure that you agree with everything we're doing. You like my super, you like me. Then you kind of move forward to getting the first concept drawn of your home before you sign the actual contract. So there is like a step-by-step process that you go through to make sure that you are comfortable with working with us and that we know exactly what you dream out there. Because like I said, we don't like any surprises coming up in the middle of our builds.
Do you build in Grand Coulee, Washington? I was just kind of trying to I guess I don't know my geography really well. I was trying to see, is that your area?
So Grand Coulee is currently outside of our coverage area. It would be worth shooting me or Cindy email or a message or something, because we could see where exactly you are in Grand Coulee and see if we could get an override. Some areas we can do that. I go as far as Davenport in Spokane. Like my area is kind of Davenport going up into Lake Roosevelt. We do take care of like Moses Lake and Ritzville. It's just getting up more towards Grand Coulee. That's where the question would come in.
And you see our names up there. If you want to email, it would just be either J Morales, mine would be Cindy Mathis at adairhomes.com. So that's how you can contact us by email.
I'm trying to read back through any of the things in the chat real quick just to make sure we haven't missed any.
There were a few in the Q&A.
We have a few new ones that have come in. It says, only to confirm, I can have a land in loan and I can refinance with you plus construction. Is that correct?
100%. 100%. So your construction loan can pull your land loan in and pay it off. It can pay for site development. Site development being like wells, septic, running utilities, landscaping, security systems, any of that. So site development is anything out of the walls of the home.
And what is the cost of the design process? Josh would like to know.
So we don't really have a cost to the design process. There is a point where you would pay a $3,500 deposit or down. One, to lock in the interest rate. For two, it is the first time the drafters really are going to start drafting your home with a concept design of your home. It's not a building set, it's just a concept side because it gets rid of all of our red lines. And it really gives us the look of what your house is going to be so that we have an opportunity to make sure we didn't miss anything. So that really is the cost of the design. In a custom home, a full custom home, it's a little bit different. To go into the custom home process, there is a $5,000 fee to go into the custom home process. And that is to meet with the head of drafting, the head of custom homes, the head of purchasing. We're on the call, you're on the call, and we go through the design that we laid out, whether again, you drew it on graph paper. What I do tell you is even if you have an engineered set, or if you were thinking about paying an architect to do one, I would tell you not to do that. Because we're going to re-engineer it anyway. Cindy Summers, my internet is choppy. I missed a lot. Oh, there's going to be a video for you, Cindy, too, out there. The closest office near Poolsville. I don't know where Poolsville is.
I'm so bad with my geography. I was gonna look it up.
We'll look that up, Cindy, and let you know.
Yeah.
And again, if you guys have questions, please try to use the chat box versus the questions and answers, because the questions and answers tend to be delayed. We don't see them very fast. And if we missed your question, please retype it. It just means that we missed it in the chat box.
Who has, let's see, towns of Seattle.
North of Bremerton in Kitsap County, north of Bremerton.
Yeah,
Would that be up in,
looks like Mount Vernon. Yeah, I think that would be in the area.
is Mount Vernon the closest office?
Yeah, there's San Juan, Santa Cortes, Oak Harbor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's your best bet.
Across ferry from Edmonds.
Mm-hmm. We need to post our map on the internet. Oh, across the ferry from Edmonds. Okay.
They said it's close to Silverdale. Then I think we have an office in
Yeah,
Silverdale.
it's still, yeah, Mount Vernon goes all the way to Edmonds.
And if one of our offices is not super close to you, you can go onto the Adair website into the chat and they will set up a virtual call with the office that is closest to you or the office that is closest to your property. So you really want to meet with the office that's closest to your property because they're going to have they'll be the ones that will have access to the pricing. So if you can't get into the office, we can set up a virtual first call if anybody wants to do that. It's super easy to do.
Yeah.
The online team will get you where you need to be for sure. That group is amazing. Sandra said, I was told to contact the civil engineer. Did you say you include it? So a civil engineer, normally we would bring a civil engineer in if you have really tight setbacks and we needed you guys to have somebody to come in to mark property lines. Or if you're near water, normally with FEMA regulations, we need a civil engineer to go in and draw up a plot plan. if you are in the Portland market where they do site services, they will help you with that part of it. In my market, in Spokane, Cindy's market, in Boise, we're not site services yet. So we could help lead you in that direction. But yeah, you would, certain situations would require you reach out to a civil engineer. It just depends on why they were telling you to call into one.
And thank you, William. Yes, it would be our Silverdale office. So, no, oh, wait a minute. Let's see, what percent of time is estimated is, let's see, what percent of the time the estimated is more higher that the end project, and what is the average of increase that you see? So again, those are things that are probably specific to each area.
So what I will tell you, the one thing nice about Adair on that is we do provide or build in a contingency into our contract for our homes. It is called a price increase allocation, but it is a way to protect you as the buyer that says that we're never going to ask you for more than that. We build in, and best case scenario, we're not going to use none of that. That price increase allocation is 7% off the base price of the home. That is what we build into our contracts. In the last couple of years, the banks would hold a 5 to 10% contingency, but that contingency could be used for wells, septics, excavation. And as everybody knows, building in the last couple of years has been a little bit hairy. And those monies were depleted by the time it came for the house. So we are building in a certain amount of money to protect you as the client and protect us as the builder. So you should never see that price go more than what we've already built in. Even from the foundational standpoint, if you have slope, we build in a certain amount of money for concrete to make sure that we're not asking you for money after the fact. And not a lot of builders will do that, but when you sign the contract with us, we are saying that we're not going to ask you for more than this. This is what our contract states. You know, now if for some reason your build gets put on hold for 2 years, yes, we're going to ask you for more than we built in. But if your build goes like it should, in the time frame that it should, whatever's in that contract should be what you see at the end.
Sandra has a complicated site.
Okay, so with a complicated site, I would tell you to work with your construction super, with Adair, and just make sure that we know exactly what we need the civil engineer to get for you to help out with that site. And again, if you're in one of the markets that does site services, that our person, project manager, is going to help you with that information. I'm not sure where you're located, Sandra.
Once you pay the $3,500 and have a concept design, then you can make a few or several design changes, which would be included in the $3,500. Rick wants to know.
Yes, on a standard Adair home. And this is design changes. Design changes, just us making the changes like the drafting team, that's what the $3,500 is for. If you are extending out the back of the home, then there would be a square footage charge, or if you were adding a full bathroom, then there would be a charge for the full bathroom. So it just kind of depends on how, like the answer to the question. I hope I'm answering that right. So there's two different ways. The $3,500 is for us to do a concept design of the home. And if we had to make some small changes to it, we're not going to charge you again. If we were going to change again after the new concept came back, then yes, we would probably charge you for that because the drafters are continuing to work on the concept. But if we just do it one time after we get the concept in, you're going to be fine.
Instead of the AC ductwork in the floor, will Adair do ductwork within the conditioned space via soffits?
A lot of our ductwork is in the floor, but if you request it, depending on the market that you're in and energy codes, we can put in verbiage to run it where you want it to be run. I actually have one home in my market that he wanted the ductwork to be on the top. And so we just went in and wrote a custom option that called that out specifically.
I think that's going to be very jurisdictional.
Yeah, it'll be energy code related.
We have different standards in each area. So again, a lot of these questions, good questions, though. I love that we're getting a lot of questions. I hate to keep saying, go into your local office or ask your local HRC, but some of these things are determined jurisdictionally, even within my area. I have Walla Walla County, which has some different requirements to Benton County, which is in my area. So, but those are things that's my job, is to go through and look at your piece of land, check everything with the jurisdiction, and work with you to make sure that we are meeting all the requirements, and to let you know what options we have within that jurisdiction.
100%. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to show you kind of some of the fun things that you can do with our website. So when you come down here, by the way, everybody, I'm hosting another call on Wednesday for the Oswego that's got a really cool rear side of it. If you want to join me on Wednesday, me and Cindy will be doing that one too. But when you come into like the Oswego floor plan, looking at things on the floor plan, like if you wanted this kitchen to be bigger, you could push this kitchen into the shop. You can move this wall out a little bit, and there is a cost per square foot on that. But when you come down here, this will show you the different exteriors that you can have with the Oswego, and on a custom home, we can do any of these exteriors as well. In fact, we'll ask you, like, which exterior are you leaning towards, so that we know how to draft the home. And when you keep scrolling down, all of our homes have got a photo gallery. Just know that these are people's homes. So there's really no pictures out there of a standard home, because everybody tends to make changes, whether it's a vault or bigger windows or a reverse vault, or you can kind of see on this one right here, they put the garage door on the side versus the front. Some of that stuff is just based on the land itself, where you can't have the cars drive into the front. You need it to be a side load garage. Super easy to do on a lot of our homes. Flipping the floor plan so the garage sits on the left versus the right. Super easy to do. So don't stop looking at them just for small things like that. You can work with the homeownership counselors on how to make that house work on your land. And then when you scroll down here too, we just came out with these great design tools. The exterior designer actually will show you some of the different paint selections that we have for the exterior of the home. On the interior design, it will show you some of the standards that we have, but also some of the upgrades that you can do. So you can play with some of our colors. It's not all of our colors. We have a ton more that are actually in the local offices, but it does just give you kind of a snapshot of what does a standard cabinet look like, or what does a gourmet kitchen look like. And on here in the designer, you can say, okay, this is a standard layout for a kitchen. We provide a Whirlpool electric oven, a microwave with a hood vent, and a dishwasher. That is what comes standard in a home. A gas oven would be considered an upgrade. If you have access to gas, think about things like, do you want a gas furnace? Would you want gas plumbed to the back patio for a barbecue? Would you want a gas dryer? Would you want us to plumb gas in for maybe a future fireplace? These are things that you kind of want to take note of, to remember to ask the homeownership counselor of, because they're all things that we can do. A gourmet kitchen, which would be considered an upgraded kitchen, again, comes like what the custom home showed. It is a double oven, 36-inch cooktop, and it can be gas or electric as well. Or we can do propane too. It's just a propane conversion kit that we put in. So this would be a gourmet kitchen. And then a standard cabinet would be considered a stain color. So again, stain colors can be anything from a clear stain all the way to almost a black stain, and everything in between. Upgraded cabinetry would be considered like an alder cabinet or a naughty alder cabinet. Those would be considered an upgraded cabinet. Countertops, again, our standard countertop. It is a quartz countertop, and the backsplash and the bathrooms and kitchen would go, the quartz would go up the backsplash 6 inches. We can leave backsplash off if you want to put your own backsplash in, or in the offices, we've got subway tile, we've got all sorts of backsplashes that you can do. But this is a nice way to kind of play with the standard versus like an upgraded granite or an upgraded quartz. But again, it is a very small amount of colors based on what we actually carry in the showroom.
We have a question about being solar ready, if that's something that we offer. Is it included in the home cost or is it an upgrade, and do we offer it?
Rick, currently that is an upgrade, and yes, we can make the houses solar ready. We just want to know what you need, what you're looking to put in at the end of the day. I know in Washington State with the energy code changes that they keep referring to, they're talking about having the builders make all homes energy code ready. But who's to say if that actually is going to come out in March, because in Washington, the energy codes have been pushed multiple times. So yes, we can make them solar ready. They do not come standard at this point.
And know that we are going to want some specifics from you as to what type of system you're using, what it is that you're wanting to do, so that we can understand what your needs are for getting the home solar ready.
We can do things like upgrades. Think about things like generator ready electric panels, vehicle chargers. You know, those are all things that if they're important to you, when you go into the local offices, you'll want to talk about. Gas fireplaces versus wood fireplaces, inserts, wood inserts versus a freestanding wood insert. There's a lot of details in there, but when you're building, these are all things that you want to think about. What's going to be important to me in my home? And you guys have been a great group. I just want to tell you what a fabulous group we have had today with asking questions. Want to make sure. Then if you guys want me to play the video one last time, just somebody needs to put up there, please play the video one last time. Or if you want me to put the actual plan itself up on the screen, I can do that. We're at time, but we can kind of hang out here for another 5 minutes if anybody wants to see the video roll or have any more questions. We're really here for you guys today. I also want to thank Cindy for helping me out.
Love it.
And Cassidy for helping out. She's new to us. This house, I believe, actually resides in her area, but it was such a cool plan that I was like, we have to show this.
And I'm glad we did, because I would have never seen this since this was built before I even got here. So I'm glad we did.
Yep, I am in love with it.
Mhm.
And again, if anybody wants to watch videos, there is a lot of them out there. You would go out to YouTube and just Google Adair Homes custom. You could do Adair Homes Mount Rainier, Adair Homes Oswego, and it will pull up videos. Just some of the videos are older, so understand they might be talking about different things like that. We don't paint. We do paint now. Just know based on whenever the video was taken, you know, what came standard might be different than today's market. Because we've made quite a few changes in the last couple of years.
If you want to go to the YouTube channel, and then that has all of our videos on it. So that's a good way to find us. But yeah, like Jennifer said, really, first of all, knowing that every house that we do is unique and different. So when you're looking at it, that's not necessarily maybe the doors that come with the house. We're going to want to talk to you about standards. And then some of them are dated. And there were things that we did in the past that we're constantly improving. We're listening to you. You guys want granite? Okay, that's going to be our standard now. You want paint inside and out? We're going to do the best. Sherwin-Williams inside and out. The materials that we use are superior. So you get a very well-built home.
Yeah. Interior colors are white on white, or the city loft with the white. And then we've got a very warm gray and with the white base and ceiling. So on the interior of the home, we have 3 different colors. On the exterior of the home, I think there's like 30 some odd choices out there.
5 or so.
And we can do custom colors too. Just custom colors do cost more, But if you don't like our selections of paint, we would just have you go to Sherwin-Williams and pick out the paint samples that you want. And then we could give you a price on what it would cost to do that. Anything else, you guys? We can talk about site work, we can talk about finishes. Or is there anything somebody was hoping to learn coming to today's video that we didn't touch on? Okay, we might have answered everything.
How good you are, Jennifer.
I have my moments. Like I said, I'm here in the Spokane office. I've got Cindy here. She is from Kennewick, Washington, and Cassidy is from Lincoln City, I guess I would say.
Yep.
So you can reach out to any of us, or you can reach out to our online team and they will get you scheduled with any of our offices. We are in Arizona, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. So a lot of representation out there. And if you just have questions, make the appointment. Any of our homeownership counselors would be happy to invite you into the showroom and just talk to you about this is what it looks like to build. So don't feel like you can't go in, even if you don't have land. It is a good idea to go in and just get your questions answered. You know, these are the things you want to look for when you're looking to buy land. These are the challenges that you could face. So whatever you guys want, you guys can do.
I don't think we talked very much about the site visits that are available that we do. That's a complimentary thing, because that's another thing that I think is really valuable. People who are talking about, I have difficult land, or I have, you know, something. We will send out our construction supervisor after, you know, we've had a discussion with you and done some preliminaries, and they can help you with placement of the house, what kinds of things are going to need to be done, and do a real deep dive into what it's going to take to build a house on your land. And then we can come up with some cost estimates for you, because, you know, that's what we do. But that's very helpful for people. And again, you know, even if you don't think you're ready to build yet, getting the answers to some of these questions so that you know what the build is going to entail and how to proceed is very, very important.
And here in Oregon, where we do offer the full site services, it's really awesome because we have a site services project manager that he goes out to your lot and he actually will reach out to different excavation companies and he full on will get the bids of exactly what it's going to cost for you. And there's no markup on that. So whatever bids he gets, that's what you're going to pay. And he puts together the cost of the permits and exactly how much it's going to be to hook up utilities. So he'll give you a very close estimate of what you're actually going to be paying for that site services to develop your land.
We love that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Summers.
Oh, sorry. Cindy
Um,
wants to know if she calls the office closest, or, you know, the best way, or the general number. And we have, if you go on our website, it says how we can help. If you click on that, there's a phone number, 844-518-7072, which will put you in touch with our online team. They know the geography much better than I do and everyone else. So they can put you in touch with the correct office. They can set up an appointment for you. And that's really the best way to make the appointment. And I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, you were great, Cindy. I was going to say the same thing. You can tell me and Cindy have done this a time or two together.
Boy, they really like that coffee table. Several times.
All right, with that, it's 12:09. I think we're going to go ahead and end this virtual call. I hope this was helpful, and just reach out to Adair if you have any other questions. Like I said, me and Cindy are going to do another one of these calls on the Oswego floor plan on Wednesday.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, guys.